Today on Smoky Mountain Tacos, we are going to do this. For this install, we're going to get a power drill, a 3/16" drill bit, a fine permanent marker, masking tape, tape measure, hammer and a center punch, touch-up paint, and a rivet gun. First thing we want to do is get our masking tape and put it 1/4 inch down from the top of the drill bit. The last thing we want to do is put a hole through the hood. We want to get a big piece of masking tape, and we're going to measure from the bottom end of this piece 19 inches this way, and then we'll just place our masking tape there. So at 19 inches, the edge here, we're going to place a mark on the masking tape. We're going to measure 2.5 inches from the edge of the hood. We're going to make a mark. We've got our marks. So we're going to have the angles of the bracket pointing towards the inside to the engine, and we're going to place it along the 2.5 inches from the hood, and 19 inches from the top of this bracket right here. And we are going to put a mark just inside the hole. Taking a center punch and a hammer, hit the center point right where you just marked. That way when we drill, our drill isn't skating all over the place like an ice skater. Now we're going to drill. Now let's take our tape off, and let's use some touch-up paint to put in the hole here, because the last thing we want is rust. Now after your paint is dried, you want to take a rivet before you put on the bracket, and you want to wiggle it in there to loosen it up. Taking the bracket, making sure the angles are pointing inward towards the engine. You want to take the rivet, push it through the hole on the bracket, and then place it through the hole that you just drilled. Push it through the hole. You want to take your rivet gun, and depending on your rivet gun, you may need to do this a few times. And we're done. Now we want to move the bracket and make it aligned with the hood. And we're going to drill our second hole right there. So once we have the rivet in place, let's go ahead and put some masking tape right there. Move it back and align it with the hood. And then let's use our permanent marker to make a mark. Once we have our mark, we'll take our center punch with our hammer. We'll take a drill and drill our hole. Take the masking tape off. Well, after our paint is dried, we'll move the bracket back over the hole we just drilled. We'll place our rivet through the bracket into the hole. So the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this plastic piece here and lay it to the side, and it easily just pops off. So tear off a big piece of masking tape and just lay it somewhere and get it ready. We want to measure 12.5 inches. So it's about right here. And we want to measure 12.5 inches from the very back of this bracket right back over here in the corner. And now we can drill. Touch up paint. And then let's let it dry. After it's dried, let's go ahead and put in our rivet. Let's move the bracket out of the way a little bit. And let's make our indentation. Now let's drill our second hole. Let's let the paint dry, and then we'll put our rivet in. Put this plastic piece back on. And it just installs the same way we took it off. we take our rod and we want this part up at the top, and they simply just snap on to the ball. Once the top is snapped on, we do the bottom. And then we do the same thing for the other side.